Hey Lash Hey, it's me T, the Lash SD and your bestie. Welcome to Hey Lash Hey, the podcast where lashes, life, and leveling up all comes together. Whether you're here for tips, the tea, or just good vibes, you're in the right place. Hey Lash Hey, welcome to our first ever January Hey Lash Hey podcast. And it's a new year. Can you believe that 2025 is already done? I honestly cannot. I feel like 2024 just took forever. So 2025 is here and it's a whole vibe. It's a new year. We get to set new goals. We get to try out new lash trends. And for some of us, this is a new lash journey altogether. So I'm so excited to watch us all grow together, learn new things together, and just kill the lash game. So I've got my tea right here. Let's take a sip, shall we? It's tea time. So let's catch up with life. The holidays just passed. We're leaving 2024 behind because it was so ghetto. I know I love to spill the tea. So let's go ahead and get started. So with work drama, so listen, this was a first for me. Usually I have good clients and they are kind and interesting and I love them. I have my customer service set up to where I don't have to worry about if clients are getting different information. I know everyone's getting the same information. I try to make the experience like exciting and luxury because who doesn't love luxury? Okay, so I get this new client, and this has never happened to me. So I feel like I needed to just fill you guys in on the tea because I'm a solo worker. I don't have anybody working with me. So I don't have anybody to talk to about it. So since you're my lash besties, I might as well tell you. So back in mid-December, I was really excited about this new client. She booked her appointment on my website, didn't send me a whole bunch of messages about like, her service and everything like that, because my website has everything that you need. So you know a client's gonna be good if they like don't ask you any questions beforehand or anything. But I mean, you're still welcome to. I always get excited when people book high ticket products and services because I used to not charge a lot. And it took me a while to gain the confidence and everything to charge high prices because I feel like instead of fiending for tips and everything, when you set your prices at the price that you want them to be at, then you don't have to worry about any of that at all because you're happy with what you get paid. So for this service that the girl booked for, it was a $250 service, which is my mega volume. And we had a great experience. I gave her top tier service. She tipped me really well. And at the end of each appointment, no matter who you are, I always schedule you for a 2-week fill. After the 2-week fill is done, and you continue to come in and I see that your retention is amazing, then I graduate you to 3 weeks and then I graduate you to 4 weeks. So it honestly depends on the client, how they take care of their lashes based on like if they come back every 2 weeks. I know some of you are like, 2 weeks? Wait a minute. I know. I tell them that because their eyes are new to me. I don't know them, so I don't trust them yet to know that they're taking care of their lashes. So I have to just assume that their lashes are going to be horrible in 2 weeks. And then when they show me otherwise, then I graduate them. But anyway, okay, so I scheduled her 2 weeks out for her fill, and the fill is $130. Everything seemed to go perfect, right? Fast forward to her fill appointment. She walks in and she hits me with the, I can't wear my lashes at work, so I just need to remove them today. Right then, I instantly got a little bit annoyed, but I have a pretty good poker face when it comes to dealing with clients. So I just kind of brushed it off. But in my head, I'm like a little disappointed because instead of this being a service that's $130, now we're down to just a $50 removal. And I was expecting that income. So it was a little bummer, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what she's going through. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the lashes. But I definitely wasn't expecting it. But wait, it gets better, or should I say worse, because I did her service, I removed the lashes, we still chatted it up and everything. And at checkout, she tells me that her funds are low and asks me if she could pay me in a week. Me being non confrontational, I kind of just let it go. And I'm just like, okay. And I just agreed to run the card a week from now. And I honestly feel like that was a huge mistake because I should have been more firm right then. But what can you do if somebody can't pay you when you're done with the service that you've already done? Like, what do you do? So I don't know. That's I guess a podcast for another day. But so fast forward to a week after that happens. So I text her like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that it's okay to run the card. Just sending you a reminder. I'm going to go ahead and run the card. And her reply was she had unexpected expenses that popped up in her life, and she asked if I could wait until the 17th until she gets paid. Y'all, at this point, I was heated and a little bit over the situation. So, majority of the time when I'm going through stuff, because I'm a solo business owner, I don't have a lot of people that I can talk to about it. Sometimes I don't like to vent on the Facebook pages that I'm on. But Antonio's right here. He's my fiance. And most of the time I just talk to him about it. I'm like, hey, so this is what's going on. And he has a lot of customer service experience. So we bounce ideas off of each other. And he was just like, yo, that's not crazy. And she gaslighting you. Cause she was saying like, I hope that this doesn't affect your business or anything. But even if it does or doesn't, like if I give you a service, you should pay me. So I'm kind of like, at this point, I'm heated because you got a service and I still haven't been paid for it. But at the same time, I get it. Life happens. Like I haven't always been well off. So I know what it feels like to really, really, really struggle and not have it. But what I don't do is book services that I can't pay for or I know that I have no intentions of paying for. So after thinking it over and discussing it with Antonio, I decided to extend her the benefit of the doubt because it's better to just go that route than snapping on anybody, and it's not professional anyway. And I just decided to wait until the 17th. I also made the decision because once I come across something, a situation that rubs me the wrong way, I decide to let's just eliminate this altogether. Instead of canceling her and like blocking her from being a client, I just stated that she would have to prepay for her services in advance of booking her appointment. So she won't pay for her services at the end anymore. She'll have to pay for her service at the time of booking so that I know no matter what, I will get paid. And that's just going to give me peace of mind because trust is huge for me in relationships, in business, in dealing with clients. If I don't trust you, you're starting to take away from my peace, and my peace is everything. And that's why you create boundaries so that you can have those boundaries set so that clients don't take advantage of you. So in this situation, I guess it kind of taught me that balancing kindness and professionalism is important to me because I still gave her the benefit of the doubt instead of being like stricter with my policies. I always want to help people. And I know that life happens, but I also do need to protect my income. So being lenient sometimes is okay, but creating clear policies is going to be everything. And that's one thing that I'm going to stick with. Even though those type of conversations make me feel uncomfortable, I say uncomfortable is the new comfortable. I honestly feel like even though that was a difficult situation that started in December, and trickled down into January, we can still call this a fresh start because it's a new year and it's a new me. It's giving 2025. So I am going to be super big on setting goals for 2025 as far as my business and life. I want to travel more. I want to grow more. I want to become more financially literate and really working at my goals on the financial end of everything. Lashing is fun. Being a business owner is fun / stressful. But if you don't have the money to show for the things that you're doing, what are you doing it for? If you can't take care of your family, if you can't run the business and it's causing you more stress than anything, why are you doing it? So I got to that point and I realized, this year is going to be my year of taking a step back and just really, really zoning in on everything. It sounds like a lot, but for me, it's actually kind of exciting. So I can't wait to tell you about my adventures throughout the year because I'm definitely traveling. I want to know about y'all. Like, let me know what goals that you're chasing for in 2025, and I'm ready to hype you up every step of the way because we're besties. So why not? I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else that I have going on right now to spill the tea on. So that's all my tea for now. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think I was being too lenient with old girl with not running me my money? Like, am I weak for giving her that extra 2 weeks to get her finances together? I know the holidays just came up. So, I mean, would you have done the same thing? Are you a new year, a new me type of person? I need to know some of the goals that you have set. So go ahead and spill that tea, honey. And I cannot wait to hear your stories. Now we're going to go to
Buzz and Beats.
So last time I was a little bit dry with Buzz and Beats, and I wasn't really as prepared as I am now. I know I said I'm going to talk about the 100 a lot, but I'm going to kind of jump around. I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, sometimes I'm watching the 100, and then other times I start binge watching a whole season of Married at First Sight. And that is exactly what I am working on right now. I am super duper excited. Um, I've been watching Married at First Sight season 16. And when I tell you, I feel like I'm at episode 16 of season 16. And I feel like by now you kind of know who's gonna work and who's not gonna work. So, let's talk about Clinton and Gina, the salon owner girl. Okay, first, let's talk about how I feel like Clinton reminds me of like a Brad Cooper and Alan Mix is giving me hangover vibes. Like, I just love his personality. Now, him bashing her body and everything, saying that he usually go for athletic people, athletic build and slender and all of that. That was a little crazy because I'm a bigger girl, but it is what it is. And I feel like Gina is cute and she's a salon owner, so it's giving she loves me, I love her because we're awesome in the beauty industry. So on my end, she can't do any wrong. I love that he likes to be on his boats and stuff, and she's like the go getter. So I really hope that they work out, like for real. Like I'm kind of rooting for them, but they're kind of like my underdog of the situation. So yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. I think he loves her dog more than he loves her at this point, and they haven't did the do yet. So I don't know, that could change a lot. Speaking of did the do, like Kirsten and Shaquille, I call him Shaq because it just makes sense. But I feel like she is too picky. Like, I understand, girl, you cute, you successful, all of that, but feel like she's just such a closed wall and she's not trying to give. And he's over it at this point. By the 16th episode, you could tell by the way that he's moving and the way that he's talking that he's like, all right, this is all about you. What about you letting your guard down? What about you talking to me? And I agree with him. I feel like she's just doing too much. Now, another person that's doing too much, well, not doing enough, is Jasmine. Jasmine and Aaron, oh my God. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but they stress me all the way out. When I tell you, Jasmine came in like ready to go, ready to be married and everything like that. And then he was like super duper dry. Like, couldn't pull any information out of her. Well, didn't want to give her any information. He wasn't attracted to her and all of these things. And he was just like super dry anytime they talked or anything. And he would like hint towards doing the do all the time. And she's like, I'm not on that level yet. I'm trying to get deeper. So then he starts to like go deeper, ask deeper questions and everything, like pulling the names out of the bowl, like Dr. Pepper and Pastor Carl make them do. And by that point, she's already checked out. She's like, I think like 3-4 weeks in, and she's like, you say you're not attracted to me. I'm trying to be lenient. I'm trying to be understanding, and this ain't it. And so she's tapped out at this point. I'm a little bit confused as to when Aries asking her questions. She kind of is like, when he asks her questions, she's like, I don't know, or like, don't know the answer to the questions, but you're a beauty queen. And you would think that she would be able to come up with some answers quick, at least some, surface level question answers. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to work. I'm hoping that they do. I love, so I'm hoping that they do. Nicole and Chris, I'm excited about them. They are too lovey-dovey right now, but I see the cracks and I think that they're going to stay married, but I'm ready for Nicole to snap out. She says that she's a wild girl. She said that she's crazy. She outspoken. I'm ready to see it. And I'm ready to see how Chris is going to handle it. Because right now, he's handling stuff a little bit too good. And I feel like they need a good explosion to figure out what their relationship is going to be. But yeah, and then the other couple, I can't remember their names right now, but they broke up, which was crazy. And that's episode 16. So, well, I guess we'll see if they end up getting back together or not. Because in one of the previews, it looked like they were going to get back together. And I low-key hate previews. Previews are so stupid. Like, don't tell me all the other stuff. You already got me locked in with the show. Just scroll into the next one. Because you're kind of ruining, like, I feel like now when they show teasers and trailers for the next episode, is giving away too much information. So, what do you do at that point? Just don't watch the trailers, but they be at the end of the episode, so it's kind of forced on you. Tell me what you think about that, because that's a little annoying to me. So let's go into music for our beats. I talked about Kendrick Lamar last episode, and I'm kind of gonna talk about him again because I really enjoy Kendrick Lamar, and we are actually planning on going to his and SZA's concert that they're having together, and they're traveling the States right now. And whenever I'm going to a concert, I like to listen to the artist of whomever I'm going to see so that I can freshen up on all my music. I like to like sing and vibe and do the whole thing with them. So, yeah. So I've been curating a playlist of Kendrick Lamar and SZA songs, and I think that they're gonna play at on tour, which is basically the SOS album and then Kendrick's album. I can't remember the name of it right now. But this concert is a must for me. I feel like after missing the Beyonce Renaissance concert and also missing SZA's first concert, I saw it on Apple. They like had the video up of her whole concert, and it was like literally a whole vibe. The visuals were everything. Her choreography, she was singing. When I say singing, that girl was singing. So I think that this is definitely the concert for me. So I currently have just my Apple Music playlist set. So if I can figure out how to share that in the notes, I'll share it in the notes so you can vibe with me. But if you listen to music while you lash or while you're cleaning up your office or anything, one song to add to your playlist is going to be Seek and Destroy by SZA. SZA is her name. And I call it Do It To You because, like, in the song, she's like, do it to you, do it to you. And it's like, it's super catchy. So just pause it and listen to it. And you'll know what I'm talking about. And then it's going to be stuck in your head all day. So thank me for that. You can think about that while you're lashing. As soon as I can figure out how to play music during podcasts, like this section, I'll be playing music so that you can vibe with me, because who doesn't like to vibe together? We're besties, and besties do stuff together. I guess I hope that keeps you motivated and entertained with the month with shows to watch. If you haven't watched Married at First Sight, please watch it so that we can talk about it. Send me some of the songs that you listen to when you're lashing so that we can talk about them. I want to know what's going on in your lives. I want to be all up in your business too, just like you are in mine.
You've got mail. Lash mail.
Okay. So in mail time today, we have a question. I've been going back through some of my old students and figuring out the most common questions that they asked. And when I was going through some of the questions, when I have let me slow down real quick. When I have a class, I will give the student mentorship for an entire year, or basically whenever. I don't just stop answering their questions after a year. So it's a lifetime mentorship. And they just ask me different questions, and usually they'll DM me on Facebook or they'll text me. And okay, so this is one of my students who took my course about a year ago. And this one is going to be a great one for my baby Lash besties out there who are new to the game. Some of us who have been in the game for a minute, you're going to want to hug this person. Okay, so it says, "Hey T, I'm finally deciding to take your advice and starting to take my first clients. Everything is going okay as far as application, but when I'm applying lashes, I feel like I'm taking way too long. Some sets are taking 5 to 6 hours. I know that's not ideal for my clients or for me. What are some techniques besides the ones shown in classes or tips that you can help speed up my lash application process without sacrificing quality?" First off, I love my students. They ask the right questions and they know what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. So just sitting in this uncomfortable space and making yourself vulnerable and asking the question first is hats off. I love you, girl. So, for those of us who have been in the game for at least 3 to 5 years, you're probably wanting to give her a big air hug because we all get it. We've all been there and we know how you feel. So, my first piece of advice is give yourself some grace. You have to be patient. Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan overnight. He had to practice. He didn't make the first team that he tried out for. So give yourself grace. It's going to come with practice and time, learning techniques and all of that different stuff. And we're going to jump into that. But enhance your client experience is going to be my second piece of advice. Without breaking the bank, though. I know you're just starting out, so you don't have the option to buy the luxury bed and buy the luxury light and buy all the things that you need to make this super duper luxury experience. But you can invest a little bit into your business. Some of the stuff can be free. You have a Bluetooth speaker at home, take it to the office, play some relaxing spa music. So people play like different curated playlists with actual music. I like to personally use spa music at my office, like out loud for clients. They hear spa music, waterfalls, forest sounds, humboldt, all of that. But in my ear, I have my playlist. I have my podcast. I have stuff to keep me entertained because I would get exhausted listening to spa music all day. Have snacks. Start off with small stuff, like just like mini bottles of water and one of your favorite snacks that you always pick up when you go to the store, like brownies or Snickers or something like that. Just grab one small thing. Hershey Kisses is a good one. Get a cute bowl from the dollar store, put some Hershey Kisses in a bowl with a couple of waters right there. And so the clients can just grab them as they're leaving. They've been there for a minute. They're probably a little hangry. Give them a little snack to cool them down. Then they'll tip you too, even though they were laying there for a while. Speaking of laying there for a while, a comfortable bed is always going to get you a happier client. A happy body is a happy client. So making sure that your bed is comfortable. So this can essentially become a nap time. I like to tell a lot of my clients that, when I first started, this is going to take a while. It's going to take about hours for me to get this completely full. Thank you for being patient with me and actually booking with me while I'm new. You are my real MVP, but you got to be patient. Use it as a nap time. You don't rush a massage therapist when they're giving you a massage. So I kind of treat it like that type of situation. So making it luxury before even actually having the luxury get establishment is going to generate in the clients that you're looking for. Pre-set up your station. I would say pre-setting up my station has changed my lash time. It probably cut off about 30 minutes to an hour because I wasn't scavenging around for stuff, looking for things. Everything was organized on my area. I knew where everything was. It was already set up. I didn't have to think about anything, and I could go into autopilot if I wanted to. So when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing, and I wasn't taught this, but create a checklist. Literally sit there before your first client ever books an appointment. So do this today. Sit down at your desk or not your desk, sit down at your lash area. And I want you to look at your lash card and say, what do I need to start off with this client? First, I'm going to give them a lash bath. So I need to put my lash shampoo on the desk. Next, I need to have warm water for when I wash her lashes. I don't want to spray her with cold water or warm saline solution. If you're a saline solution girly, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, find out. I'll talk about that maybe another time. But I have this like hot and cold water jug in my office because I'm in a business center, so I don't have a built-in sink. So I'll take my distilled water, fill it into there, and then I'll have the warm water mix so that the water is perfect every time. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's just perfect. Like the Three Bears. Ain't that what it's called? The Three Bears, where it's like this little. Oh no, not this little piggy had roast beef. My kids have a bedtime story with that. But okay, you get what I'm saying. Like the porridge was too cold and it was too warm, and then it was just right. So that's how I use my water system. Then I make sure that I have at least 4 lip wands, disposable lip wands. I have at least 4 micro swabs. I have 4 of my cloth thing to wipe the glue off. I have my aluminum to shake my glue and burp it, all of that stuff. So making sure that you have everything set up, coming even down to your under eye pads and your tape is going to be essential for making sure that you're cutting off all of that time. So when the client is laying there, you're ripping tape and filling up water and everything. As soon as they lay down, boom, hit them with the shampoo. Go ahead and wash them. Rinse them off, fan them. I mount my fan so that while their lashes are drying after I've washed their lashes, now I'm already getting my tray, setting it right by the head, shaking up my glue. So all of my hands are free. I'm not having to hold a fan and try to shake my glue at the same time because that can get a little dangerous. I've dropped fans on clients' heads when I first started trying to do both at once. That's like patting your stomach, rubbing your stomach and patting your head at the same time. See, I can't even say it, let alone do it. So work smarter, not harder. Set your station up for success. Check if you're reaching extra hard for something. If you use that thing often, don't reach for it. Put it somewhere where you can reach it quick. Do what needs to be done. Put it back on your cart. Keep everything on your cart organized. Keep everything in its home. I love for things to have homes. My chargers need to have homes because my phone always dies. But if I have a charger in the car, I have a charger at my desk and my nightstand, everywhere, in my office, everything. Then my phone will always be charged because I'll always have a charger, especially in the car. But yeah, okay, so that's it for making sure your station is organized and adjusting your flow to make sure that you're not reaching and you're comfortable. Mounting your fan so that you're shaking your glue. We already talked about that. Limit your talking. I know it's super exciting and you're right there in somebody's business. So it seems like they just open up and become a waterfall. They want to tell you everything about their life. But what I kindly do is I say for new clients, especially when I first started, I'm new to your lashes and I need to focus on your lashes and everything and get in my vibe. After about our second or third appointment, then I might get a little more chatty, but don't feel weird if I get super quiet. I'm listening to podcasts and just zoning in, and you can fall asleep, take a nap. You don't have to apologize if you snore. It's actually a compliment. I love snoring, so snore away. And, or I tell them, bring your own headphones or I can play whatever you want to listen to. Majority of the time, they'll just go to sleep. And I love it because a lot of clients don't know this, but when they're talking, they're like, "Ah, my dog just blah, 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 my kid just blah, blah, blah," and their eyes are flittering and flicking the whole time. And all you're trying to do is get this lash on this little tiny hair. And you're like, "Girl, I love you. Thank you for believing in my business and laying here for 6 hours, but you got to shut up so I can get this done. Or I'm going to poke you in the eye, glue your eyes closed, and we didn't got time for that. Because we're already here for 6 hours. We got time to, at the end, be dealing with all of that." So limit the talking, especially when you're starting out, is going to be golden. If you get them in that habit, they're just going to come in, lay down, get lashed, and leave. Some of my best clients do that, and they tip well. And it's not like they're missing the opportunity for the connection, because I talk to them when I am washing their lashes, when I'm drying them up to wake them up. I'm still getting that personal connection with them. It's just during the actual service itself, it's their sacred time. So when I worked for the chiropractor for 5 years, they had a coaching group, and they always said, it's okay to talk to your patient when they walk in and when they're leaving. But as soon as your hands touch their back and you're starting to adjust them, that's their sacred time. They need to be quiet, focus on their breathing so that they can get the best experience. I want you to treat that like the same thing. Like, this is your sacred time to get your lashes done. A lot of our clients are moms and nurses and hairstylists and everything. So everybody's lives is frantic. Use this as your time to just be still and just relax. Taping is going to be another huge thing that's going to save you. Taping eyelids, taping to get the inner corners and the outer corners, to help tape in layers. It helps for infield when you're, instead of searching around for lashes, you're lifting the lashes up to expose all of the unlashed lashes underneath. So I'll eventually have to add some videos and everything to show you different taping methods. So we'll circle back to that one another time. But look into some different taping methods. Be open to trying new techniques. Be mindful of lashing in zones. Lashing techniques is going to help to make sure that you're being efficient. If you're just staying on one eye and then the other eye, especially when you're taking about 5 to 6 hours, sometimes your client will be like, if you're just lashing on the right eye, you're like, I got to get the right eye done and then focus on the left eye. What if that client gets exhausted halfway through and it's just like, girl, I just can't do it no more. I can't lay here. I've had it happen. And I was only lashing on the right eye. So then I'm like, well, you don't have any lashes on the left. Do you think you can lay here a little longer? She's like, nope, just remove the right eye because I can't do it anymore. And I was like 3 hours in. When somebody says remove all the lashes 3 hours in, no, baby girl, you're gonna lay here and you're gonna get these lashes. If I have to tie you down. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't tie people down, but still, like, you don't want that to happen. So if you're jumping from eye to eye, you're ensuring that it stays symmetrical. So even if you were going to do a volume set on this person and halfway through they're like, nope, I'm done, it's going to give classic. It's going to give a super light classic or hybrid. So then if they want to come in a week, you can get it a little more full, and they could be a weekly client. So maybe it only takes you 3 hours each time. Making sure that you think about these things where you can cut back. If you're lashing, you're like, wow, it really takes a long time for X, Y, and Z. After that client leaves or whenever you have time, take time to just really think about how you could fix that thing. Become the fixer in your business. There's always going to be a solution. Yeah, anyone who can relate to her, just know that you're not alone, and remember that you're a seedling right now. You're a baby little seedling and you need water and nourishment, and the water and nourishment is going to be that time and the adjustment of being in that uncomfortableness and making it comfortable. And you'll sprout. I promise you, one day you will sprout and you will grow and you will be the most beautiful tree or sunflower. My son calls me a beautiful sunflower all the time. So little quick tangent real quick. Okay, so he's 4. He's my little Jack, and he is like literally God took my face and just slapped it on this kid. He's my twin. And just as much as he's my twin, he acts so much like me. And we need that love and affirmation every day. And there was a time where he was getting like super naughty, like when he was 3, that terrible 3 stage. So I started calling him my beautiful butterfly. I'm just like, my beautiful butterfly, you can't do things like that. Not a good idea. My beautiful butterfly wouldn't do that. And when I would call him my beautiful butterfly, his attitude would just soften up because butterflies are soft, and it reminds him of something just so beautiful and innocent and something you don't want to be aggressive with. And it just kind of stuck. And one day he was just like, oh, my beautiful sunflower, because he just loves sunflowers. And so now he calls me his beautiful sunflower, and I call him my beautiful butterfly. One day you're going to grow into something beautiful. But right now you're in the dirt, you're in the dark, you feel alone, but it's going to be okay. It's going to take time, and you'll grow faster, you'll go taller, and it's all going to work out. So just keep your head high. Remember that you are awesome, and remember to be in this uncomfortable moment so that you can grow. Keep your questions coming. I would love to give you my thoughts on all of it. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Lash Talk, Lash Talk. Lash Talk about it.
It's a new year, new lashes. We got new trends that are coming. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in 2025. What are some trends that are going to help you level up your game? I don't know, but we're going to figure it out together. Some of the things that I feel like that I would do if I'm just starting out or just looking for a change, like I said, and being a solo, it could be stressful sometimes and lonely and boring. Like I used to miss working in a call center where they had themes and we could come in on pajama day. If it's just one person, you come in with your pajamas on, it's like, hey, it's pajama day. And everybody's like, no, you just got out of bed. You didn't want to be here today. It's not giving the vibe because you don't have the team, but still having fun in your business and celebrating with your customers is going to make your career 10 times more rewarding and fun. It's at least looking at it from my point of view. So this is the perfect time to like refresh your studio, maybe change out your flowers or splashing some new picture frames on the wall that adjust the color scheme, or change out your vases, put up new displays for your like vision boards for your customers. I've seen super cute, like when they get the pin boards and they have little note cards and thumbtacks and cute little markers and stuff, and clients write their goals for the year on the board and then everybody can see it. I've seen like where people get the little Insta cameras and clients take pictures of themselves, or you take pictures of the client and it sticks on the wall with like putty, and you make a whole like picture wall. Clients love this type of stuff to see the community, because most of the time, if you're not in a salon and you're just working on your own, your clients are just in and out. They might see each other in passing, but most of the time they don't know who all you see, and they get excited like, oh my gosh, this is like my lash family tree. So make a family tree for your lash, and maybe they'll start to connect and talk about different services that they've gotten with you, and that can encourage them to add on new services. So it's also generating in more income. Refreshing your policies. You don't want to have the drama that I had earlier in the pod. So reaching out to old clients who drop services, it's a good time to follow up with them to see how you can get them back in the office. Like send out a text like, oh my gosh, we missed you. Please come back in so that we can hang out and talk, and I can take care of you and give you lashes again. If you don't want lashes anymore, you can get a brow service or a wax service, and just tell them that you miss them and come back in, because we're supposed to be friends. What's going on? Yeah, so throw some new decorations around, give your salon suite, some inspiration, and just make it more fun so that clients come in and it's not the same old all the time. It's a new year, new you, might as well. One thing that I do at the beginning of every year, and I started this in like year 3, once I started to see like a pattern of like a lot of the supplies that I normally use a lot of, I would start to stock up on them. And as of 5 years for me now, I have a whole inventory list, and I make sure that I have 5 of each thing in inventory at all times. And whenever I need to do an order, I'll just do an order. But most of the time, I bulk order my stuff. I just feel like if you run out of things, I'm a huge procrastinator. And if I run out, I can't make money. Then that means I run out of money, which means that I run out of energy, because being broke is exhausting. So I always make sure that I have my inventory so that when these hands need to work, they can work. Um, I am a PLA ride or die. No matter what, I'm always ride or die with PLA. I like to try different products out, but nothing compares to them in my experience. They have everything that you could possibly need besides for cottons. I need those on the site. This is a disclaimer that PLA is not a sponsor for this podcast. They don't pay me. I don't even know if they listen to the podcast, but this is a disclaimer that PLA does not sponsor this podcast. I am not being told to say any of these things. This is just me being 100% real with you and what I use. Eventually, I'm going to add videos to my podcast, and I will be having like unboxings and everything, showing you the different stuff that I get from PLA. Hopefully, I'll be able to do videos where I'm like actually lashing while I'm potting so that you can see different things that I'm talking about, like taping methods and all that good stuff. So I'm here to help you, and we're besties, so that's what besties do. So, okay, so I got an order the other day, and one of the things that I stocked up on was my Halo adhesive. It's my go-to. I started out using Fusion because the dry time, I think, was a 1.0. I was a little bit slower then, so I needed a little bit more time for dry time, but I use Halo now. It's my go-to, my ride or die. I don't really use any other adhesives at this moment, but it's a medium viscosity. The dry time is a zero point 0.5 to 1 second, depending on your humidity of your room. The ideal humidity is 20 to 40. I specifically went with PLA products because their humidity was so low. And when I first started out, my humidity was like 20. It would even drop down to 18. And I'm like, yo, it didn't matter if I had a humidifier or anything in my office. It was dry and it was horrible. I couldn't find any glues that would work properly. And then I came across PLA and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is my glue place. Then I started using their lashes and everything. I've tried all of their glues, and Halo is my favorite. I'll probably use that until I switch over to UV glue, UV system. And then when I switch over, I'll still have Halo in stock for clients who don't want the UV. And I'll also be waiting for PLA to come out with a UV adhesive. They don't have to come out with the system yet, but at least we can have the glue so that we know that it has good integrity, just like the company, and I love them so much. My lash trays that I have suggested for you to try. I'm a big wispy person. I specialize in wispy lashes in my area. So anything that's going to help me make an effortless wispy look is going to be my best friend. And when I was at LashCon, I had the opportunity to try out the fairy lashes. Majority of the time, I take forever. I see the new products coming out, but I take forever to buy it myself. And when I tried it out at LashCon, I was like, yes, I need these in my life. So I bought some and I've been using them in my wispy sets, even though I don't really need them. I like them and it adds like a little extraness to the set. So try out fairy lashes. Just try them out. Like, you don't have to use a whole bunch. You don't have to do a full set with them. But if you're looking to take your wispiness to the next level or add a little extra like, oh, you tried something different today, try it out. Now, Camila lashes. Let's talk about this one real quick because I love me some Camila lashes. And I feel like I put PLA on to Camila Lashes. Don't tell them that, but I feel like I did because when this was back in like 2020, I was dealing with companies over in China and overseas to try to look for a vendor because I was on my whole journey. Like, I'm gonna have my own brand, so I don't have to pay. And it was a hot mess. Stressed me all the way out, never doing it again. Maybe I'll like do something with PLA if the opportunity ever presented itself, but me starting my own thing is a no go for now. But so back when I was looking at that and I was ordering PLA, I'm like, hey, so this company offered me Camila Lashes overseas. Do you guys offer it? And they were like, no, that's impossible to do handmade. They have to be made with a robot and everything. And I'm like, okay, so I just brush it off. And then like a couple of months later, they started selling these Camila trays. So I thought that was funny. And I tried them out and of course, like everything else, I love them. So I would definitely add that to my list if I was a newbie. This gives you a little bit more texture. You can play around with curl and sizes to make your wispy sets go to the next level. As far as cleanser, I've been using the Stacy Lash Gallon Cleanser off Amazon, and that usually lasts me about every quarter. And I give my clients free refills on their lash cleanser. So I'm not charging them for lash cleansers because I found that when I charge them, they don't wash their lashes and it's more stressful than anything. So when PLA came out with their pure cleanser, I'd like to try everything just to say that I've tried it and just to see like what the hype is about the product because they love to hype stuff up. And I tried the cleanser and I actually like it. Like I feel like some of my clients, even though you tell them don't come in with a whole bunch of makeup on, they still come with makeup on. It's inevitable. And a lot of lash cleansers don't break down the makeup as good. And I know that like this, it's a good selling point, but it's also a crazy one because it's like you don't want them to wear makeup anyway. So it's kind of enabling them. But this cleanser, it literally starts to lift up the dirt and the makeup. You can see it like in the foam before you even start scrubbing. So it's the one to try out. I haven't had any problems with irritations or anything. It doesn't have a smell to it, so that's a plus. Some people get freaked out because their eyes are closed and then their senses are heightened, so they smell stuff and it smells super strong, especially with clients who have sensitivities. So I would let my clients know if I'm using any new products on them, but try it out. Just buy one bottle and use it as your service cleanser. Like use it like when you're cleaning your client's lashes before you start to lash them. And if you like it, you can be like, hey, I switched to this new product and I think that you should use it at home as well. You can gift them the first one or you can have them buy it. Maybe buy it at a discount because it's new and you're like, just toss the old bottle. But yeah, keeping as much as you can, keeping everything as consistent as possible is going to help with troubleshooting if your client starts to have retention issues. So ensuring that they're using the proper cleansers and everything is going to help you in the long run with time too. So I guess that ties back into our last mail for the day. But that's it on products for now. I'm never going to run out of products to talk about because I love PLA and I've basically tried everything. So, yeah.
The Prayer Corner, where faith and lashes meet.
Let's take a moment to reflect and recharge in our prayer corner. This is how we set the tone for a blessed year. You can't do anything without starting off with God first. This month's reflection is going to be a scripture from the book of Isaiah 43 and 19. And the scripture says, see, I am doing new things. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? For me, this is a reminder that every year bringing fresh opportunities to grow and create and thrive are important for your business. Embracing new starts and new beginnings, when talking in the scripture, it helps me to be open to change and open to growth in my business, like trying new lash styles, doing different services to advance your luxury experience and becoming a one-stop shop. Starting off different things are going to be nerve-wracking and uncomfortable, but remembering that uncomfortable is the new comfortable, it's really going to revamp your business and your space and create this fresh vibe of appreciation and love for your clients. 2024 was a tough year, so trusting the process and making sure that you stay true to you and stay encouraged during the slow times and challenging times. Come back to this scripture and know that you're doing new things and it's going to spring up. It's going to be a growth period. So it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes, but staying true to the process and knowing that God knows how it's going to work. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening, but God is always working behind the scenes. Right now, you might seem slow, and God's like, oh, take this break, baby girl, because next month you're going to be busy because I'm already planting these seeds of potential clients who are going to be coming to you. So making sure that you're taking the slow months and resting and finding clarity or beginning to prep for the bigger blessings that God has around the corner for you. Stay grounded in Him, stay new in Him. If you don't have a relationship with Him, it's a new year. You could treat every day as a new day for God to love you, a new day for God to forgive you. Maybe you didn't handle this client right. This is a new day for you to regain that client's trust or regain a new client, or maybe just let that client go and know that it's a new day and God's got you. He's always going to work everything out for you. And if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, it's all good. That's one of the things that keeps me going all the time is having the faith of a mustard seed. Like a mustard seed is so small, and that's all that you have to do. Like I believe more than a mustard seed, but I'm like, you know what? I really don't see how this is going to happen. I really don't see how I'm going to get this client done in an hour, but have the faith of a mustard seed. And this is a new year and a new me. So, what new techniques can I use to speed up my process? What new Instagram page or new podcast or new YouTube page have I come across? And what tips have I heard from them that God planted into them to tell out to the world for me to receive it so that I can speed up in this uncomfortable space right here? Remember that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And remember to have faith. I feel like it's super important that we pray to make sure that we stay in alignment with God and to help us to grow continuously within Him. So let's go ahead and pray. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for the fresh start in the new year to chase our dreams. Bless us with wisdom, strength, and courage in steps to pursue you. We thank you so much for loving us, giving us grace and the strength and courage to do the things that we do on a daily basis. We ask that you touch all of our clients, touch their families, and protect everyone that we care about. Protect our business, protect our mind, and protect our peace. God, we ask that you use us to spread your love and hope throughout the world, one eyelash at a time. We ask that you touch all of our lash besties, touch the lash world, the lash manufacturers, and everyone that we come in contact with, God. We thank you so much for our business, our lives, and reflecting your light onto the world. We know that we can't be us without you, and you are all things good within us. We appreciate you and we love you, God. And we say, Amen. So let's carry that light into this next month, Lash Besties. You got this, and remember that you are amazing. You are a seed in the dark right now, and you will sprout to become an amazing, beautiful butterfly. Well, I can't call you a beautiful butterfly because my kid calls me that. So listen, you will sprout into an amazing, beautiful lash bush or something. I'll come up with something better. Lash bush sound crazy. But all right, besties, that is it for Hey Lash Hey for today. Thank you for hanging out with me, T, your Esty, and your lash bestie. It means so much that you decided to take time out of your busy day to listen to me. And remember to keep your lashes on and your vibe strong. Until next time, arrivederci.